The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
I want to talk about the news in Perth, okay?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if anyone knows, but there was a bit of a...
Fracas.
A rocket ship that washed up on the beach.
Oh.
And that seemed to be on the news for a month.
It did dominate.
It was
you're
there.
right.
Actually, it was Australia-wide because it was all over Sunrise.
And
stuff like that.
within like 2 seconds of it washing up to shore, someone on Reddit guessed what it was, and the mystery was over. But yet we had it on the news every
Yes.
night this week. So I read something online yesterday and was surprised that it was not on any of the televised news services, because I think it's a bigger story than the piece of crap on the beach. And this is a gibbon.
There he is.
There he is. Was swinging in its enclosure in Perth Zoo and overswung and swung out of its enclosure and then was loose, gibboning around the zoo for like half an hour. Now, why did that not make one of
They
the...
had to shut it down and kick everybody out.
Natalie,
Like it was
gibbon.
evacuated. But a gibbon, they're not...
No, they're not the
Not
ones with the
life-threatening.
inflamed bums, are they?
No,
So if
no.
you have the inflamed
That's a
bums on the...
baboon.
You've got to shut
I
it down
just
straight
really
away.
enjoy the statement that was released by the Perth Zoo. One of the Perth Zoo's Jarvan Givens were over-exuberant while swinging and found himself in a tree outside of its habitat.
I love that the gibbon's just discovered that he's better at things than he thought he was. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, it's just tapped into a talent. How are they going to keep him in?
I know.
Now.
Well,
Because now, like my dog, when he gets out, he knows that's how he got out. He tries to get out the same
Of
way
course,
again.
that's the
That
easiest
gibbon's got to
way.
do the same thing.
To be honest, I think that the animals that are at the Perth Zoo, I think they probably enjoy really being taken care of and stuff like that. So so you know when you're somewhere like say doing a tour of somewhere, right? And then you go to open up a door which you assume is locked and it's not, and it goes to open and then you crap your dacks. I feel like that's what happened with the gibbon. It swung out and got out and went, oh my God, what am I doing out of here? And then it got back in.
But what if he
It is
didn't?
What
What if he's like, oh no, this is great. I can do this all the time.
He got a gibbon out of there.
Given out of their age.
Well, you know what I mean?
It's amazing when you look at those enclosures that, it hasn't happened more often.
I know.
You always think because they're open-aired.
And they're
Why
very
are they sitting over there?
powerful animals.
There's not a lot keeping him in.
I know, like, why isn't there... A giraffe should have given its way out of there. Or giraffed its way out. As the term goes. Oh, but this isn't the only thing that's gotten out.
Yes.
What about on the plane? You would have read on the news yesterday. A bear was in the cargo of a flight.
In a cage.
In a cage in Iraqi Airlines, and then so they had to land the plane, get everyone off the plane because there was a bear loose on the plane.
Literally a bear in there.
So
There was a bear in there.
do you reckon, because they don't tell us what's in the hold.
What else is in
there
there?
always bears in the hold? Every time we're flying, is that only on Iraq?
Are there like 3 giraffes underneath lying down on their backs with just a series of neck pillows? Like, what is happening in the cargo?
Do you have enough of those neck pillows
I
for
do,
a
to be
giraffe?
honest. I really do. I buy one every time I go to the airport because I forget if anyone needs one, hit me up. I want to talk about things getting out of enclosures, right? We talked about Lewis escaping the other day. We know cats and dogs get out, but like when something's supposed to be in a contained area like a cage or a tank, what happens when it gets out? Give us a call, 13 24 10. And how about we give somebody... Sean, give me that one, thanks.
Here it is.
Thank you so much. 1,000 apologies. We're going to give somebody a $150 Frothtown food and beverage voucher and plus tickets to go and check it out there.
Awesome.
Lovely.
You can
All right.
check out Frothtown August 18 and 19 at Claremont Showgrounds. Tickets are froth.town.
We are talking about when an animal got loose from its enclosure. What happened? Melissa, hello.
Hello.
Hey, Mel.
Hey, what escaped its enclosure, Mel?
So my precious 2 baby goats escaped from my property
Yes.
one day. They're literally like little puppies. They're so friendly. Me and the family went to work and Dad got a call from the local ranger that they had been found wandering the neighbourhood.
Yes.
We're talking like suburban houses.
Yes.
So their names are Maggie Beer and Poe from MasterChef.
Maggie
Yes,
Beer
Maggie
and
Beer.
My
That's great.
my favourite female icon.
Yes.
Maggie Beer.
Excellent
Maggie
choices.
Beer was literally found. She hopped on top of the top of a car
Oh,
of someone's car.
she's a vandal.
No.
Because they're like
That would have been Poe,
they
yeah?
loved it.
That would have been Poe.
That was actually Maggie
Oh,
Beer.
Maggie, right.
She's the naughty one, yeah. She's
What the
naughty
burnt
one.
fig was she doing?
Yeah, ages are going to slow her down, that's
No.
for sure. How did the ranger get hold of them then?
So this lovely lady found them, called the ranger, and he came and arrested them. And the best thing is the lady that found them took photos of them and posted them on, like, the local Facebook group.
Yeah. Yes.
So I've got these brilliant photos. Bell Tower Times picked it up and posted the photos too. If people want to go and look, it's
that is genuinely.
Is the photo of the goat on the car?
Yeah, there's that photo as well.
Sean, if you get home, right, and there's a goat on your car, and then the owner comes to come and get their goat, do you address the fact that your car's been chipped by goat hooves?
I guess I'd have to.
Did they say anything about their... No?
There was no damage, apparently.
There was no damage?
No, because they're baby
very
goats.
gentle.
So they don't have any, just got soft hoofs.
We've raised them well, yeah.
You really have.
They moisturise their hoofs.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yes, they do.
That is so funny. Thank you so much, Mel. Let's go to Tanya in Thornley. Hi, Tanya.
Hi, how are you?
Great, Tanya. We're talking about things escaping from enclosures, tanks or pens. What do you got for us?
That's right. Well, I'm cheating a little bit here because I've got a python and I had her out of her enclosure and she was just cruising around the kitchen bench and all of a sudden she was going under the lip of the bench and I thought, that's okay, I'll just grab her out the cupboard, go round the other side and she's not there and she's actually in the internal walls of the kitchen bench.
Yeah.
And I was panicked because I love her so much. And
what's her name, firstly, before we keep going? What's her name?
Ruby.
How big's Ruby?
Julie Goodwin. No,
She's a Simpson, so she's
she's a
just
Simpson
under
python.
a metre.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
All right, so Julie Simpson's in the bench.
Yeah. And I thought, well, what am I going to do? I'll ring the fire brigade.
Oh.
So, okay, they'll come out because they've got their camera on the stick and they can have a look in the internal walls and we can locate her.
Yeah.
So I rang my mother-in-law and sister-in-law and said, quick, come round. I'm going to have nearly a whole calendar of firemen in my house.
I'm definitely getting April and March. Get over here.
They were half an hour away, got in the car and raced over. Take lots of photos of them.
Did you make sure your makeup was done and you looked a bit more decent before they come over?
I had no makeup on my day. It was my day off, but I did fix my hair up a little bit.
You had a little bit of time.
Good honesty, Tan.
Yeah.
So what happened, Tan?
You got the snake out, all right?
Well, no, they couldn't find her, but we saw the beautiful fireman and got a few photos, and I said, look, I want to pay you. They said, no, I'm really sorry, we can't accept gifts or anything. So I thought, I'll give them alcohol. So my partner, I gave them his alcohol, so they got a bottle of Kraken.
Yeah,
then about a week later, she turned up. She came out of the spa pump. There's a bit of a hole.
The spa pump?
A week later, she came out of the spa pump.
That's amazing. This story.
Yeah. And that was a week later, and my son saw her, and he hates snakes. He's petrified, and he's going, Mum, Ruby's out there, and he's a practical joker, and I'm going, yeah, right, sure. And I went out and she actually was. So I grabbed her and everyone was happy and we lived happily ever after.
I love the story. Having a snake as a pet is always an interesting one. I mean, Nat hates snakes. We had a tiger snake in here once, Tan, and the guy was just showing us it, and it got out, and it got angry.
It was
a tiger snake.
And it started striking. So the person that knows the most is its handler, and it just started striking his legs.
It's like he was wearing jeans.
That's another room. Sean and I up on the desk, going, "What? This isn't radio.
This isn't radio.
What is this?
This is literally body on the line.
This is Steve Irwin.
Anyway, it's still in here somewhere. If you ever hear hissing in the background, that's what it is.
But if someone goes down, we know what's happening.
Thanks, Tanya. Stacey's in Hazelmere. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Great, Stacey. Did an animal get out of its enclosure?
Yeah, so I was away on holidays with my ex-husband at the time. He got a phone call, but he'd had a bit of a big night, so I didn't believe what he said when he told me that there were 221 sheep in my front yard that had been locked in there.
What a specific number.
How did he know it was exactly 221?
the ranger had counted them. They'd wandered down the river.
Yes.
They'd locked them in my new front garden. There was obviously an absolute mess from sheep.
Yeah.
And they'd eaten everything but the top leaf of my rose bush.
No.
But they do leave manure that's very good for the garden. So, you know,
So
swing them around
kept
about.
them in your yard to keep them, like, you know, together, yeah? So that's they sort of use your yard as a pen. So was there any compensation afterwards for your ruined yard?
Lots of arguments with the Shire, but yes, the Shire did compensate, and I got a couple of $1,000s worth of new plants.
With the lamb.
With the lamb,
That would have been great because my ex-husband was actually a butcher. So.
Well, if only news called out about what yard they were in.
I know.
Like, guys, I know that we're safe, but you know what that guy does? We need to get out of here. I think we're safer on the streets.
Thank you. It's amazing.
Oh, great callers. Enjoyed every one of them. $150 food and beverage voucher to check out Frothtown. Check it out, everyone. Tanya with the python. All the links you went to with the fireman.
Yeah,
good on you, mate.
Put on some lip gloss and everything when the fireman came around.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Tonight on Thank God You're Here, 7:30 on Channel 10, going through the blue door.
Yep.
None other than Australia's favourite ginger, Luke McGregor. Hello.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Well, no, thank you so much for joining us on our hit show, Luke.
Hey,
As
Luke.
in Hit FM, or is it a hit show? Or
No,
one's
Hit
listened to
FM
them.
wouldn't play this rubbish.
Hey, Luke, I guess a lot of us are thinking how you're going to go with this impromptu, just getting in there. And,
Yeah.
you
Doing improv.
Being attacked maybe by a situation.
Yeah, I guess I've been improvising my whole life.
Yeah.
So I guess that's helped me prepare for. Okay, and I've walked through a lot of doors in my time.
Okay,
So
yours. Yep, tick.
I felt like I was as ready as you can be. Like I was practicing opening doors and stuff before I went in.
Okay.
And not
Did you practice closing them as
well?
well, or just the opening?
No, that was a mistake. I couldn't get back out.
Tactical error.
Yeah.
We saw last week, Luke, that Julia Zemiro had to deal with a live snake, which to me, absolute red flag. No, I would just run screaming at that point. Were you concerned that about anything in particular?
I was worried there'd be like a spider that's the size of a horse or something like that, but no,
that would be bad.
Science has not that has had.
Or even a horse the size of a spider would be scary.
But can I say, I like
that'd be fun.
That'd
be really fun.
I like that direction of that show, though. I mean, I think it'd be great if, like, Luke walks in and then there's just like a swarm of bees, and then you have to do your improv plus survive.
Like one is the Thank God You're Here set, but very close to it is this science lab that just experiments on spiders. So I'm like, oh no, I don't know what to do.
Or you're handed a bag in an improv scene, and then you open it up, and then there's a real severed human head, and then you have to keep going.
That's the thing that scares me the most on those on the celebrity shows where you have to put your hand in the box and you can't see what's in the box, and there's like a creature in there. Ugh.
You know why, though?
Yeah,
back in the day, Luke, there would only ever be a guinea pig or a rabbit. Nowadays, they'll put a rattlesnake in there.
Yeah.
And they won't care if a celebrity gets bit.
Yeah.
Like it'll be a fish tank with a blue bottle jellyfish or something.
No, you'll be fine.
A blue ring octopus.
And you'll be bobbing for apples.
So, Luke, improv comedy, have you done this a lot of?
I have, but Thank God You're Here is... I was really nervous on the day, but I think I'll actually be more nervous watching it tonight with my family because the audience, like I never have to see them again, but my family I'm stuck with.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
If it goes badly, then they'll...
If only the Matildas were playing tonight.
At breakfast tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, hey, Luke, you've had a lot of big, amazing changes in your life. We've seen your beautiful new bride, and your smile has never looked better. But also, are we led to believe that you're a stepfather?
Yeah.
How do you? Because if you were to discipline me, I would not listen nor respect it.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're the hardest thing is getting them to bed because, I like to joke around, but then when I go into serious mode, they're just like, nah.
Hard to have authority.
Yeah, is this serious? If you're like, nah.
Because I cannot imagine you, and I know you're a human, you get angry.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I can't imagine what that would look like, nor if I would respond correctly to it. Because I just
it's like a slightly raised voice followed by a bunch of sorry, it's fine. Just have the cherry floss for breakfast.
Yeah. Luke, can we talk about your whirlwind romance? Because it was quick, wasn't it? By normal standards, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess so. It was. I think it's once you get to a certain age, you feel like you become like a more defined puzzle piece.
Yeah,
when someone just clicks, it just clicks.
Yes, that's a really nice way to say it.
It was pretty instant. It was we hadn't been hanging out for long, but it felt like we'd done each other forever. It was. I know that all sounds a bit lame, but it was. It was. I was surprised because up until that point, I didn't really believe in that stuff. I was like, nah.
Yeah.
Don't move in until you don't get married until you're living together and all this other stuff. But it was. It surprised me.
And then awesome. obviously the relationship was going really well very quickly. And then for you to then go, this is a world that I wasn't thinking I was a part of, but all of a sudden I'm proposing and doing those things.
Well, that's not what happened, is it, Luke?
No.
No, I got proposed to.
Yeah. Which she will resent until the day she dies.
Don't take these back, but yeah, it's been. Yeah, I'm very surprised at where I've ended up. I'm very. I'm sorry to not add jokes here, but just very happy.
Oh, that's boring.
No, yeah.
Hang up. Wow, mate, way to ruin the interview.
Everybody wants to know how you met. Was it like...
Not a lot of radio content, just a happy relationship.
Did you meet on an app, or was it a blind date, or did you bump into one?
No, we met on Insta. My algorithm just came up with them as a recommended follow, so I followed them, and then they messaged me that they liked Rosehaven, but it was like a hi and a bye message, like a we'll never talk again, here's a message, and then I just kept sort of sending them messages back.
Yep.
And it then we caught up in Sydney, and then it kept escalating, basically. Just kept one-upping each other.
Amazing.
It makes me sick a bit, though.
Yeah.
Only because you hear about this stuff and you go, that's not real, and then it happened to you, and it's like, ugh, whatever, Luke.
I agree. I was very cynical. It is... it's hard. Like, once you get the scientific evidence, I guess, it's possible.
Well,
now I've changed my mind.
The master plan is there, Luke. Obviously, Nathan, what we need to do is write a hit show that goes for 6 seasons.
This is how to get a relationship.
And which is a big commitment, obviously.
Just allow anyone from all walks of life slide in my DMs. Yep.
Write a TV show and then just trust the Instagram algorithm. Is my
just trust the algorithm.
Follow whoever it recommends.
Yeah.
They might end up being a long-term partner.
Yeah.
All right, the blueprint's there.
Hey, look, from being single, like for a while, are you conscious of rubbing your love in other people's faces? Because you would have had that for a while. So you make, when you're out and you see a single person,
you're a smug married now.
Do you stop holding hands?
I know. I was one of the last wonders of my friends.
Yeah.
So I'm. It was just. I think it was just me and Tommy Little there for a while. So it was.
No, it's just Tommy.
My best friend Celia is a long-term partner, and now I'm long-term partner. So there's no one to rub it. There's no one to rub it into. Unless my parents get divorced or something, I guess. But,
well, Tommy will be rubbing into it, won't he?
Yes, yeah.
He's still single.
So. I'm sure he'll be.
I know he's not. Sorry, Tommy's with Carrie Bickmore. Sorry,
we read it. We read it.
So it's true.
The tabloids.
Daily Mail are onto it.
Yeah, they were photographs saying hello to each other.
Yeah, so. The oracle of all wisdom.
Yeah.
It's. I guess it's easy to get a. Yeah. It has been fun going to news agencies and taking photos and sending them to it, though. It's been.
We love your work, Luke. Can't wait to see you on Thank God You're Here tonight, 7:30 on Channel 10. Check it out. It's always a pleasure, Luke. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks for talking to me.
Bye.
Bye, Luke.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Sean's been in charge of the studio boot camp over the last day and today.
We're just trying to do 10 push-ups every half hour for 2.5 hours, so it's 50.
So I did them all yesterday. I was pretty proud of myself.
You did some the day before as well.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh. Can I remember that at all? Okay, great. So 2 days, perhaps? Like 2 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
I reckon you've done 80.
You did 20 on the first day and then 50
that's
if you did
great.
all yesterday.
Okay, and we just did another 10 then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I went to do them and I could get down probably a centimetre because my chest hurts. Like, my chest and shoulders hurt. Ow! Like, what? And you're saying I'm suffering from something?
Well, Natalie's a medical expert.
This is what happens after exercise, Nathan, especially exercise for the first time.
me.
Delayed onset muscle soreness.
Otherwise known as?
Well, DOMS,
DOMS.
that's what it stands for.
I've got DOMS. Everyone, I've got DOMS. And this is the scary thing. I've been doing these push-ups for the last 2 days. And I've just discovered I've got DOMS today, so this upper body, I've not used it at all.
Yeah, no, that's the D bit, delayed onset.
Okay, so I was fine yesterday.
Yeah, it's probably been delayed for 10 years
So
since
when,
the last bit of exercise.
when do I get past my case of DOMS? When does that happen? Well, I
would
happen this
give it
morning while I'm doing more push-ups?
48 hours. Doing more will help because it actually helps to flush the lactic acid out and
DOMS,
stuff.
mate, DOMS.
I love that Nathan has discovered what happens to your body when you exercise after a lot of years.
There is a hole in the charity world for this. To raise money for DOMS.
Oh, yes.
Make him do some squats or something.
Be aware of people. Be aware of people that have DOMS, everybody.
You are focusing only on your chest at the moment with your push-ups. You probably need, otherwise you're going to have massive chest and spindly little legs, Nathan. So be careful. Don't skip leg day, Nathan.
Take me to the dimension where I have a massive chest. Scott, have you ever suffered from DOMS? Have you suffered from? You've never suffered from DOMS.
No.
Is your body a low kilometres?
No,
you don't put it through the ringer?
Nah, like I've had the sore
muscles post-exercise.
muscles, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's just that Nathan's only discovering it now.
It's crazy. I think
It's a
we
good
should.
feeling, though, right?
I think we should open up the phones. I do. I would like to speak to people that have suffered from DOMS.
So literally anyone can call. But I
want to know what DOMS stopped them from doing. You know what I mean? Because
Okay, yes.
So you've worked out so hard, then you've gotten DOMS, and then afterwards you can't do something because you've got DOMS. It really needs to be talked about.
You know what you need to do? You need to do Bulgarian split squats. I
don't think I want to.
Because then you can't even sit on the toilet. Get him to do some of those.
Okay, so you've worked out so hard, then afterwards you cannot do something. I'd love to know what it is, and we're going to give somebody $300 to spend at the old courthouse in Fremantle.
Oh, yes, please.
Yes, enjoy a traditional Sunday roast every week at the old courthouse in Freo.
All right, give us a call. If
DOMS sufferers.
Sarah, hello.
Hi.
Hi, Sarah.
Sarah, what happened?
Have you been a sufferer of DOMS, Sarah, firstly?
I am. I'm currently a sufferer, Nathan. On Sunday, my dog, who is a big Rottweiler, she's a little bit dog reactive. We're working on it, but she tried to bolt for a little Jack Russell.
Yeah.
So out of everything, I tried the yelling, grabbing her, nothing's working. So what do? Throw myself on top of her, and I've tackled this Rottweiler and had to hold her down for my dear life.
Yes.
Everyone's fine, she's fine, no dog fight, all good. My legs are really bruised and scraped up, it's awful. But it wasn't until yesterday at work that I realised, oh God, my arms are really sore. Why are my arms so sore? And I've gone to the bathroom and I couldn't even use the soap dispenser.
Sarah, is that from holding on?
Yeah, from tackling a Rottweiler.
Yeah.
Holding on for dear life.
Sarah, that throws me back many years ago when I was going skiing for the first time with my mates. I hadn't done that before, so we were skiing anyway. The following day, it was at the end of like a Thursday after school type of stuff. The next day when I went to school, I had to get people to carry me books. Because your whole
water skiing you're talking about.
Yeah, because you can't. It's like, I haven't used these before.
So I reckon snow skiing to your legs, you can't walk the next day. And horse riding is the other one where you really feel it because you use muscles you don't normally use.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for sharing your DOMS experience. I think it only gets better if we talk about it.
We're raising awareness.
What?
Clay is in Currumbine. Good morning, Clay.
Good morning.
Okay.
So Nathan is raising awareness of DOMS because he was the only person in the universe who didn't know about it.
So, Clay, have you been a sufferer of DOMS?
Yeah, I used to be a personal trainer, so I've suffered a few times.
Yeah.
And you've caused it a fair bit.
Yeah, you would have sent a lot of DOMS.
Yeah, of course, a fair bit. But one occasion's come to mind. I trained legs so hard one night that when I finally got home, I rolled out of the driver's seat and I cramped up in the driveway for over an hour, and my brother, who's a physio, had to come out and try and stretch out my legs. So
I love that it took your brother, who's a physio, an hour to come and help you.
To, like, unfold him.
I would love to have seen that.
I couldn't even make it to the front door.
You went hard.
So you just kind of dragging yourself up along the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And then for the next few days, I was walking like a carrot was up my clacker and I couldn't do anything.
Yeah. I can just see Clay's body slumped in the driveway and trying to pull himself to the door by his chin.
Hey, Clay, what's the worst exercise for causing DOMS?
I think you were spot on with Bulgarian
split squats. Yeah, they're horrible, aren't they?
Oh, we're going to have to do them next week.
Yeah.
That's how next week.
What do you mean next week? I mean 5 minutes' time.
Well, that
Yeah,
was...
I think that get into them.
Yeah, no, I'll do a Bulgarian leg. What?
Bulgaria's got a lot to ask
Just like the
for.
can, isn't it?
Very similar.
Thanks, Clay. Mel's in Carabar. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Hi,
Great,
Mel.
Mel. Are you a sufferer of DOMS too?
I am a walking DOMS every single day.
Every day?
Sweetheart.
Every day. So no matter what part of my body, something hurts. I am a group fitness instructor, so I teach classes from spin to pump to aqua to abs, everything. So I'm constantly, there's always one part of my body that is constantly sore.
Which part is doming right now?
My chest, just like you, Nathan, I did do some push-ups yesterday, so my chest...
Doesn't your body get used to the exercise, Mel, though, if you're doing it all the time?
I would have thought so, Mel.
It does, but then, you know, you change in the routine stuff and things like that, so you're always sort of, new muscles and, there's always something hurting.
So this is a bit scary. I couldn't do your job because all my muscles are new. No, it sounds terrible. You know what? Thank you so much to these brave people, Sarah,
sufferers.
Clay and Mel, for bringing DOMS into the light. And today, if you see someone walking a bit funny or they can't use a soap dispenser, just go to them and say, hey, are you suffering from DOMS and do you need a hand?
Yeah. Reach out.
$300 to spend at the old courthouse in Fremantle. Great spot, Nat.
It is a ripping spot. Try the roast.
Enjoy a traditional Sunday roast every week at the old courthouse in Fremantle. I thought Clay camping up, that's going to go to him.
Lying in the driveway for an hour.
There you go, Clay.
All yours,
Congratulations, buddy.
It's paid off. It's 4 to 7. No worries.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.